3 months after being re-elected president in the closest election in Brazil's modern history, Dilma Rousseff is facing calls for impeachment. It's in the wake of a scandal over alleged corruption at the state-owned energy company, Petrobras. Tens of thousands of protesters called for her ouster Sunday. CCTV's Lucrecia Franco joins us live with more details.
Well, yes, Susan, there are anti-government protests taking place in 23 of the 26 states of Brazil and in the capital, Brasilia. The biggest happening in São Paulo, the opposition stronghold, with 1 million protesters asking for the impeachment of President Dilma. And in Brasilia, with 45,000 also demanding her ouster from government. These are the biggest demonstrations seen since June 2013, when 1 million Brazilians took to the streets to rally against poor services and corruption. And today, again, corruption was at center stage of the demonstrations. Mass demonstrations swept Brazil on Sunday. In Rio de Janeiro, protesters blocked Copacabana Beach, calling for President Dilma Rousseff's impeachment, angry over a corruption scandal at the state-run oil giant Petrobras and a weakening economy.
We are outraged because she lied, robbed, and continues robbing and fooling us. We don't want her.
We want Dilma to be impeached, punishment of all those guilty of corruption, and want Brazil to be governed by decent people.
On Friday, a smaller counter-demonstration in 14 Brazilian states showed support for Rousseff. Accusations that the state-owned oil company Petrobras funneled kickbacks to Rousseff's party and her 2010 election campaign has tainted Rousseff, who chaired Petrobras for 7 years. She hasn't been directly implicated in the scandal and remains defiant.
The election is over. There was a first round and a second round. A third round of the election for any Brazilian can't happen unless you want a rupture in democracy.
The corruption scandal at Petrobras may have channeled up to $4 billion in bribes from contractors to political parties. Dozens of politicians, most belonging to the governing coalition, are now under investigation, including the heads of both houses of Congress. People here are demanding President Rousseff's impeachment, but until now there is no legal ground to remove her from office. Just a lot of anger caused by what some analysts say is a deep economic, political and ethical crisis.
There is a political crisis between the government and Congress, then inflation and slow growth that is affecting citizens, and the corruption scandal in Petrobras that are making Brazilians very angry with the government.
More protests against Rousseff are expected as the Petrobras probe widens. But experts say an impeachment is unlikely because even Rousseff's opponents agree it would bring the country to a halt. Well, the protests today signal tough times ahead for Rousseff that needs to cut spending to avoid a recession and even a downgrading of Brazil's credit rating, and needs popular support. But the protests here were asking for impeachment were huge, and even some more radical protesters were even asking for a military intervention, and that happens today, March 15, exactly when Brazil is celebrating the 30th anniversary of its return to democracy after 21 years of dictatorship. So we can see hard times ahead, Susan.
Ready, Lucrecia Franco reporting live in Rio de Janeiro. Thank you.